Hi class, welcome to the History of Christian Doctrine. My name is Wayne Flora and I'll be your instructor for this class. I'm proud to see the names and faces of several persons who have been in prior of my classes, and I believe they could assure the rest of you who have never had me as instructor that I am easily approachable, easily entreated, kind and gracious. I myself have been a student all of my life, an instructor much of my life, involved in ministerial development, virtually all of my ministry. So I'm truly empathetic to the rigors of academic discipline. I honor each of you for obeying the call of God in your life, and I truly believe that your study of history of Christian doctrine will help you not only understand what you believe, but why you believe it. We are going to be studying from the 1st century AD through the modern era, the patristic period, the medieval, the Reformation, and the modern era. And we will take a look at how deep thinkers in the history of Christian thought have formed and shaped the Protestant theologies that we now espouse. Because this is a contemplative and critical thinking sort of class, it will be most important that you stay up. I cannot say to you that your read is easy. It may be for some of you, but for most of you, it will be quite a challenge. Dr. Terry Cross designed this course. In fact, I had him back in the late 70s as a student instructor in the history of Christian thought. He has become one of the most compassionate, loving, and yet critically engaging deep thinkers in the entire Church of God era, and he has contributed to us this wonderful course on the history of Christian doctrine that I think you will find to be most helpful. So he presents for us 3 chapters of an unpublished material, which is why you don't have to buy a textbook. This is not available in the library. This is not available at Pathway Press or any bookstore. It has been uploaded to the course guide for you, and that will be your source material for the study of this course. Now, we do encourage and welcome your referencing the Lee Library or any other resources you have in the papers that you will write. But the content of our conversation for our threaded discussions and for these projects, as well as for your exams, will come from these 3 chapters written by Dr. Terry Cross. Now, this is not a 1,000 point course as most are. This is a 1,500 point course. And your class attendance, your participation in these threaded discussions counts 300 of those points. So it's most important that you be present. 500 of the points will account for your 2 projects. One is a 12 to 15 page research paper, Turabian or School of Religion formatting on an historical topic of choice that we will discuss later and have approved by your instructor before you begin that, and a 12 to 15 point slide PowerPoint presentation of one of the 3 branches of Christian theology, Christology, Pneumatology, or Trinity. So it will be important for you to begin thinking about that, perhaps gathering resources and looking ahead to see what content you want to use, as all of these have to be properly referenced. You will be taking 2 exams, and whereas in most of my classes I give my students a 2 exam opportunity or a test retake, that won't be possible for this class because this course, that it is critical thinking, is set up to be tested via essay and discussion. So you will be presented in each of these exams 7 questions that discuss the various thinkers and the veins of theology that they espoused or argued or debated in their era of time, and how ultimately that affects what we believe in our doctrinal values. You will be given 7 questions, as I mentioned. 5 of those 7 you will select for your exam. Each of those questions, of course, counting 20 points on a 100-point scale. However, the 2 exams together will value 700 points of the entire 1,500. That is how this course will weight. So your projects, your 12 to 15 page research paper, and your PowerPoint slide presentation will value 500 points. Your 2 exams will value 700 points, 350 points each. And then, of course, your attendance or your participation and your peer and instructor engagement in the threaded discussions will count 300 points. So I encourage you to jump right in and begin reading Dr. Cross material and begin to kind of get in the groove for the nature of this sort of reading and content, and begin then by the end of the week to answer your prompts and to greet one another. I do ask that you share a bit about your life, about your ministry, your calling. Perhaps if you'd like to share somewhat of your family, we would like to know about that, where you are and what kinds of ministries you might be engaged in, what your dreams and aspirations are, and perhaps even where you are in your educational journey thus far. Please know that I check my emails on a daily basis, and I respond sometimes while you, the laptop in hand, while you are actually typing to me, and it can become somewhat a mini chat. I certainly welcome that. I do give to you my phone number, 252-341-0449, and for highly personal or emergent situations, if you feel like talking to me is more helpful than dialogue via email, I would welcome that as well. I am a licensed funeral director for my son-in-law and chaplain for 2 of his funeral businesses, so if I don't answer the phone, it's not because I'm ignoring you. I'll get your message and return your call as soon as possible. One thing that's most important for me as I teach my students is for all of you to know how I love you and I care for you, and I pray for all of my classes and all of the students and participants in my classes on a daily basis. By the end of week 2, I'll know all of you quite well, and I want you to feel good that you know me also. Week by week, I'll present to you either a narrated PowerPoint or a video presentation such as this, just to kind of get you abreast of what's coming in that next week and what to anticipate major assignments down the road. I look forward to our studies together, and I thank you once again for coming on board. We love you, we're praying for you, and we bless your calling. Bye-bye.